Hello warriors, I hope you're all well. Wish you a very happy Chartered Accountants Day on this 1st July. I hope you all come to the side of the club and celebrate it along with us soon. If you recall our previous video, we had discussed when you should take your attempts, how you should plan for your finals, and there being some expected changes on your new and old syllabus. I told you back then that on 1st July, the new syllabus is likely to be announced and we will have a fun with what the new syllabus brings in store for us. On this 1st July, the syllabus has been notified. Let's quickly go through the syllabus and understand what are the great changes which has come. In this series, I will have a couple of videos. The first explaining what the changes in this new syllabus are. The following ones would more likely specify the inter-taxation syllabus and the final taxation syllabus and what changes are you expecting in this new syllabus along with how you have to prepare for it. Starting this first video. Before I go into it, I first wanted to show you that these materials are authentic, and so let me just take you through where you should find these materials first. If you would have gone through your ICAI portal, you will find your ICAI portal like this. Straight on the top of the place, you will find something blinking in your eyes called as New Scheme of Education and Training. Click on it and you will find all the materials there. The first notification which was approved by the Gazette, the announcements, the prospectus, transition schemes, syllabus, FAQs and the study materials also. Yes, some of the study materials have also been notified. Anyway, to cut short things for you, I'm going to shorten everything and explain you what the significant amendments are or the changes are in this new syllabus which you need to keep in mind. This is something which you might have already looked into. The most important thing for you to know in this itself is that if anyone is attempting this November attempt, please ensure that you clear this time. Why? Because the old syllabus is getting redundant after November. Starting from May, everything changes to new syllabus and you will not be given any further attempts. Notice on the screen, you have something for December, November and June. Everything has come as the last day for your old syllabus. This is how the FAQs and the transition scheme looks for the new syllabus. I'm not going to go through everything because none of them are not everything is useful, but let me just take you through some of the important things which I noticed right away. First thing, like I said to you, every person who's writing the old syllabus, you have only December and November to complete your old syllabus. Starting your June and May, you will have to write the new syllabus attempts, which is what is there in the first thing. Now this is your subject modules. If you are going to attempt your foundation, you now have accounts, business laws, maths as usual, business economics, which means what has been removed is your BCK, BCR things and all those things. Now as much as I have read the syllabus, I understand that these two are going to be your theory papers, you have to write it, and these two are going to be your MCQ papers. Rahul, do you still have negative markings? Yes. If you are attempting your MCQ papers, you still have negative markings of 0.25 happening for every one wrong answer which you have. Practical obviously has no changes to it. Coming to your inter syllabus. Now, this is where the changes happen. If you notice, I told you earlier, accounts is getting merged into one, which is what has happened. Your advanced accounts has come in here. Your paper number 1 in intermediate becomes advanced accounts. The hint being the fact that the normal accounts has now moved to foundation. While some of the syllabus might still remain the same, your most of the accounts is going to go back to foundation, and so you will now have advanced accounts in your paper number 1. Costing has been moved to the second group now, which means you now have advanced accounts, corporate law and taxation remains in group number 1. So which means my expertise still remains with group number 1. Each group has 3 papers each. The significant change for your new syllabus this time is that every paper has MCQs now. There is no exception to it. Earlier we had some papers which had MCQs. Now every paper will have 30% of MCQs and 70% of practical papers. A big change happening in all your syllabuses. Be extremely careful about this. If you are going to attempt your finals, you now have 4 sets of self-paced modules coming into picture, which you have to complete during your practical training before you become eligible for your finals. 2 are compulsory ones, which is your laws and your SCMP. Why? Because these has been removed from your final level. The other 2 are something which seems very exciting for me, at least to start with, because now you get to choose your expertise before you even enter the market. You've been given 2 sets where one is about your expertise in a subject or your favorite interest subject, and you can choose between risk management, sustainable development, public finance, IBC, international taxation, arbitration, forensic account, valuations, financial services and forex. Whichever field you feel like is interesting to you, you can choose your subject so that you can start expertising on it right away. And then when you go for your interviews, or let's say you choose to play an industry or play a big four, you can always show the self-paced module as something which is your expertise for you to get your job well. Coming to set D. Now set D is more into this new advancements which is happening in India, and therefore they wanted you to be aware about those kind of advancements and all. Therefore in set D you will notice something about psychologies, entrepreneurship, digital ecosystem, constitution of India, and likewise. So set D is more into this behavioral things and knowing your past and the future. They are giving you a very, very dynamic kind of set D. I'm not sure how the modules will be, we'll have to wait and watch for this, but this is how the plan of action is right now. If you complete a self-paced modules, this becomes your final level syllabus. Now, like I said, laws and SCMP have been removed from a final level syllabus, which means these three become your group 1 and these three become your group 2. Nothing has changed except for the fact that now you have an open book system which is only multidisciplinary case study. You have no options given in your case in your open book system. Your open book system will purely be a multidisciplinary case study, which will not just comprise of these 5 papers, people. Mind you, this multidisciplinary case study clarifies that this will also have questions from your self-paced modules of law and your self-paced modules of SCMP as well, which means when you are attempting your case studies, you will have to read 7 subjects and go for you to attempt your multidisciplinary case study. This is one thing which I don't feel very comfortable with, because when it comes to multidisciplinary case study, you don't know what kind of questions will come, you don't know what to prepare from also. It is a pure case study module. They might give you a study material, they might not give you study material. You will have to check on it. So be extremely careful. If you do have an opportunity for November, my request, don't take the chance for finals. It's a little risky to go into multidisciplinary case study and all. Given an opportunity, try to clear it off in November itself before you go back to May. If you have a thought, Rahul, it seems easy, let's go to May. No, please understand, syllabuses have changed. While 2 subjects have come down, you still have a lot more increasing syllabus in finals, which we will discuss as we go forward. Like I said, in the upcoming videos, I'll also tell you how direct tax has changed in the final level as well. But yes, if you have an opportunity in November, it's easier to hit a known object rather than going for something blind. So I would request you to clear your November attempt before you take a chance for your May attempt at all. The one thing which is clearing the myth for me at least is that before, when the syllabus was notified, they had clarified that foundation is the only route where, whether you are going through 12th or you're going through your graduation or post graduation, you will mandatory have to do foundation, is what they had initially clarified. But this prospectus now changes everything. In this prospectus, now they have clarified that even if you are a direct entry module, the old pattern still continues, which means you can still skip foundation if you are going through the graduation or post graduation scheme, subject to achieving that minimum marks and everything. But the good news for all your direct entry students is that you still have that scheme available, which means you can still skip foundation and directly enter inter. What is changing for me in direct entry, Rahul? The change which is happening is now you don't have to do a practical training before you write your inter. They have come and said that you have to do your practical training only after you clear both the groups of intermediate, and therefore even if you are approaching a direct entry, you will be given that 8 months to only study and focus on your studies. You clear your intermediate, then only you enter your articleship. You will not be allowed to enter your articleship just because you are in direct entry. Again, let me clarify, this is only applicable for those who do not register for articleship before 30th June. If you are going to register for articleship before 30th June, whatever your articleship rules were earlier still applies. If you are going to register for articleship after 30th June is what I am talking about. If you do so, even if you are going through a direct entry or you are coming from a foundation route, no articleship will start for you unless you clear both the groups of inter. Please understand, now it is no more one group of inter. Both the groups of inter have to be cleared for you to enter your practical training. Yes, some of the notable points and all, you don't have to worry about it. What this basically is clarifying to you is that if you are in old syllabus, you can move to new syllabus free of cost. Nothing will be charged from you. But yes, if you are asking for materials from the ICI, you will have to pay 500 rupees for foundation and 1000 rupees for inter or finals, as the case may be. Then only you will be given the new materials for the final for the new syllabus. If you have already purchased the old syllabus materials, if you have not purchased, don't worry about it. Everything is free of cost. Just apply for the new scheme and you will be enrolled for the new scheme. When does the scheme start applying, Rahul? When can you start applying? I think I noticed it here somewhere. Give me a second. Um, okay, I think it was there somewhere. Anyway, if I remember properly, it says that you can skip or apply for the new scheme for your inter and finals right away, which means starting 1st July you are eligible to apply for your new scheme. But if you are in foundation, then they have given some more months. I think it's 30th June, it's 30th September, I think. After 30th September or 30th August, 31st August, you will be eligible to change to the new scheme for foundation route. But if you are in inter or finals, you can choose to move to the new scheme right away, is what they are coming and saying. Balance everything are given case scenario questions, where if you want to understand what are you lying under and how do you choose to new scheme, is what they've given in the whole transition. Don't need to worry about it, nothing much applies to many of them. What is one thing for finals is that the set C and set D, basically the self-paced modules, the scenarios is like this. Let's say for example you have already cleared one group of your finals, and now you choose to move to new scheme. How does the scheme work? They're coming and saying, boss, you tell me which group have you cleared first. If you come and tell me, Rahul, I have cleared group 1, I have cleared group 1, then in that case they're coming and saying, okay boss, if you have cleared group 1, then I don't need to worry about anything. Self-paced module C and D becomes fully exempt for you. Self-paced module C and D becomes fully exempt for you, meaning you don't have to do a specialized subject, or you don't have to do your behavioral self-paced module as well. At the same time, since you have already cleared group 1, law paper becomes exempt for you, so you don't have to do a self-paced for that as well. But yes, since you are moving to the new scheme right now, you will have to do the self-paced module for SCMP, and then you can write the group 2. Then you can write the group 2, same vice versa. If you are applying, if you have already cleared group 2, then in that case they are coming and saying set C and set D becomes not applicable to you. Set A will become applicable. So you will now have to write the, you will now have to clear the self-paced module for law. SCMP becomes exempt, so you only have to do set A for you. Simple as that. Basically, whichever group you have cleared, that group or a self-paced module becomes exempt for you, along with the C and D. If you are just now moving from inter to finals, that is only when C and D starts applying. If you have already completed your articleship or you have already attempted finals once, they will not ask you to attempt C or D. If you move to final new scheme, then whichever group you have cleared, that group or a self-paced module becomes removed from you. That is what is clarified in the whole transition. You can anyway read it from it. I will also attach a link to all this in your description box, so you can check the description and you'll find all these notes. What is the other change, Rahul? If you are going into practical training right now, practical training now becomes 2 years. Practical training now becomes 2 years, which means you can now apply for articleship only for 2 years. And if you are applying for articleship for 2 years, at this point of time you should have cleared both the groups of intermediate. One group and all not allowed. Both the groups of intermediate should be cleared in this thing. When will I attempt for finals, Rahul? Complete your articleship, 6 months gap should be given, then only you can write your finals. So complete your whole articleship, 6 months extra gap for you to study, and then you write your finals. This is what the policy is right now, which means you don't have to worry anymore that your article firm will not give you 5 months of leave, 4 months of leave and all. 2 years complete, 6 months mandatory you have to complete. 6 months mandatory you have to complete, then only you can apply for your final exam. So therefore 6 months solid study leave will be given to you for you to write just the 6 papers right now. Seems very lucrative, at least to ask me. Yeah. Second thing, they're coming and saying, Rahul, because now you don't have any more study leaves or exam leaves and all, during this 2 years, per year you will get 12 days of leave. How much you will get? You will get 12 days of leave per year, which means for both the years you will get 24 days of leave. Now this 24 days of leave obviously will not include all your national holidays and all, so which means over and above your national holidays, your firm will have to give you 12 days of leave. Everything else remains the same in practical training. 35 hours is a mandate which no one will follow, that's a different story. And apart from that, I think the fees right now is gone about 4,000 rupees for the first year if you are in Chennai and all those places. 3,000, 2,000 as the case may be. So now the minimum stipend to be given is 4,000 rupees. If you're getting anything less than that, go and curse your articleship firm. Yeah, this is what your whole transition is. Moving out from the transition, I wanted to quickly show you the FAQs because that's what the most important thing is. This is how your FAQs look like. The same thing which we discussed on the top. After this, they have given some FAQs to you. I'm not going to check every FAQ for you. Some things which I felt most important is what I'm going to show you. One was yeah, your subjects are there in FAQ number 9. Your syllabus is all there in FAQ number 10. They have given you links on this. You click on the links, you'll already go there. Anyway, I've shown you how the module works, so you can easily go and check there itself. Do you have any negative markings? They are coming and saying the negative markings will apply for every wrong answer in the objective type papers, which means paper number 3 and 4 are objective types when it comes to foundation, and those will have negative markings. But the good thing when it comes to inter at least and finals at least is that they have come and said every paper has MCQs, but none of the paper will have negative markings. I'll show it to you quickly. Yeah, I think this is one thing which I wanted to show you. I wish to appear in one of the groups of intermediate at one time. You are free to attempt for one of the groups and of the intermediate at any given point of time, but you need to register for both the groups of intermediate course. Clear both the groups, then only practical training will start. Oh yeah, there was one more thing which I wanted to break the myth of. I was hearing on the market saying that in the new syllabus, foundation has made it mandatory that everyone has to get minimum 50% in every paper. I'm sorry, no. There is no such scheme which has been introduced. The policy remains the same. Get 40% per paper and 50% aggregate. Still the same policy. Nothing has changed. So if someone has told you those kind of myths saying that foundation mandatory 50% in every paper, no. I'm sorry. No such scheme has been notified. You still have the old scheme only available. Okay, yeah, these are all the papers in intermediate. You have advanced accounts, you have corporate law, you have taxation. Costing is moved to group 2 now. Auditing and ethics is there. The one thing which is interesting for you to note at least is that group 2 intermediate itself now has something called ethics, which means it's most likely that the final levels of the professional ethics are now being introduced in inter itself. I am not sure about the syllabus. Your audit faculty might be able to tell you better, but this is what one thing which I noticed. Second thing which I noticed is economics has been removed. Economics is now no more part of CA course itself. It is not there in foundation. I think it's moved to foundation. Yeah, it's moved to foundation fully. So therefore what has happened is now in inter you don't have any kind of echo. Instead EIS is also removed. One of the most hated subjects of most of the students in this course. EIS has been removed now. It is not there in any of the modules. Instead what they have done is FM has now become 50 marks. SM of the EIS has now become 50 marks, which means echo has been removed and SM has been replaced. This is how your inter paper looks like. If you ask me honestly, inter looks very easy right now to clear, and so I mean not my place to be, but yes, if you are having doubts about November attempt, I think May would be really good for all of you inter students to write. Yes, this is what I wanted to tell. There will be 30% case scenario and case study based MCQs and 70% description in all the 6 papers of intermediate examination is what has been clarified. But then there is no negative markings in MCQ based and intermediate examination. One of the very good news. But yes, let me clarify. I was reading through the prospectus, and one thing which I noticed they have come and clarified is right now they are not introducing any kind of negative markings, but they do hold the powers to do it in the future. Which means for this May and the upcoming few attempts, you will not notice any negative markings. But if they see that the pass percentage is going high because of it, you can expect negative markings to come into inter and finals as well. Which means my sincere request, if you're getting this beautiful opportunity, clear as when you come in. Okay, don't wait for so much time because ICA also plays its games. Right now they are telling there is no negative markings, which means you're safe on those. But please don't believe it for a very long time. No change in the module passing. You have to get minimum 40% and then maximum overall 50%. Overall 50% if you want to clear this group. If you have to clear, exemptions are the same. You have to get 60% of exemption. Validity period and all is okay. This is how your final course looks like. In final course, you have financial reporting, same. AFM is nothing but your strategic financial management. Instead of the name strategic financial management, now they call it as advanced financial management, meaning some things are changing in this course. Your faculty will know better. I am not the right person to tell you right now. Auditing, professional ethics, everything remains a part of your paper number 3. Direct tax is still a part of group 2. Indirect tax. Integrated business solutions is nothing but your multidisciplinary case study with strategic management. Yes, this is what I was telling you. How do I appear for finals? You can appear for finals if you fulfill the following criteria. You obviously have to register for finals. You have completed practical training 6 months before the first day of the month in which the examination is to be held. So if you're planning to attempt for May, 6 months munadi you should have completed your articleship, which means May, right? So April, March, Feb, Jan, December and November, which means you should have completed by 31st October your articleship, and then only you become eligible for your articleship. Keep your 2 months prior, which means 31st October of 2 years prior is when you should have registered for your articleship, then only you will be eligible. How do you do it? You have to also clear your advanced integrated course on information technology, and you should have also cleared your GMCS courses along with qualifying all the 4 self-paced online modules if you are completing the inter new syllabus and moving to final new syllabus. If you are already in the course of the final, then these modules will not apply, as the case may be, like I explained to you. Yes. What are the examination pattern for finals? There will be 30% MCQs and 70% description in all the 6 papers of final examination. But yes, there are no negative markings in MCQ based on in final examination is what they are clarifying to you. Now, they have also clarified that multidisciplinary case study is your open book examination right now. Balance all the books are closed books examination. What is the passing criteria? Same thing, 40% with 50%. Yes, this is your practical training. Like I said, your duration has become 2 years. You can also take an industrial training for 9 months to 12 months, provided your article employer allows for it. Generally does not happen, at least not in Chennai for that matter. You will be given 12 leaves in each year of practical training. No further 6 months and all criteria for you. So just 12 days of leave in your articleship training. That's what will be given to you. These are your ITT and GMCS. Nothing much to worry about. Same things are going. Self-paced modules are here. Like I said. Yes, you have to score a minimum of 50% in these modules. There will be no restriction on the number of attempts, but yes, if you don't clear these modules, you are not attempting finals. So my request, as soon as you clear your as soon as you enter your articleship, focus on these things first and close it off, people. Don't waste so much time on this. Okay. This is a new thing which has now got introduced. You have a new fancy name coming in as Business Accounting Associate. Now, what is this Business Accounting Associate? In simple terms, they're coming and saying, if you are an budding CA, cleared inter, not able to clear final, don't worry, don't feel like life is miserable, you are not able to do anything anymore. You will be given a new tagline called as Business Accounting Associate. If you have cleared your inter and feel you want to drop out of finals, I mean, honestly, I don't want anyone to do that, but yes, for whatever reasons unknown, if you are not able to clear your finals and not able to move ahead, you can choose for this title called as Business Accounting Associate after you clear both the groups of inter, complete your practical training, finish your advanced ITT, GMCS and all those, complete your self-based modules. In those scenarios, you can apply for a new title called as Business Accounting Associate. You will be handed over that title, and you, I mean, obviously you're dropping out of finals after that. Now, Rahul, what is the benefit of this? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's just a title given to you. Does the market really consider you as a great CA and all? Definitely no. Rahul, will I become authorized to sign documents? 100% no. No. You have to be a chartered accountant to do all signing and all. You still are not a legal auditor. Therefore, no benefits as such will come, other than the fact that you can go and now tell someone that I'm an inter qualified, therefore I can become an accountant in your job and all those things. Minimum salary, basic BCom level salary and all you can expect, but beyond that, if you're expecting that you can start signing documents, act like a C and all, I'm sorry, no. You will be treated illegal, and then you know what happens. ICI knows its games, so don't do all those nonsense is what I would request to you. Okay. Transitional schemes are given to you. Like I said, no fees will be charged to you the moment you are applying for the new scheme. But yes, if you have already applied for the study materials and you want a fresh set of study materials, you will be asked 1000 rupees in your inter, 1000 rupees in finals, and 500 in your foundation course for you to get your new materials in your new schemes. This is how you transit yourself. Yes, I have passed one group inter, what should I do? Second group, you write an inter, that and all nonsense story. This is all your set A things, like I said you. I have cleared one group of intermediate exam and commenced practical training. I will pass the balance group of intermediate in November 23 and become eligible for May 24 under the new scheme. Whether I will be required to write the self-paced module. They say that if you are appearing in May 24 final exam, you can qualify mandatory modules of set A and set B after applying finals, but before applying for the membership, which means set C and set D has become exempted for you. In simple terms, like I said to you, if you've already started your practical training under the old scheme, articleship has already started an old scheme, C and D becomes exempt for you. You don't have to do those specific courses along with that behavioral courses. The only thing they will ask you to do is either clear your company law and clear your SCMP so that you can write the final new syllabus. If you've already cleared any one of the groups, then whatever is that group or a paper which has been removed, that will be exempted for you in the self-paced modules. As simple as that. Here is where they are clarifying that the practical training will not change for those who have applied before 30th June. If you have applied before 30th June, people, you still have to go for 3 years. Please keep that in mind. You will still be required to do the practical articleship for 3 years, and you will be given that 156 days of leave. So 6 months, same thing for you and for the other team member. The only difference is you unfortunately will be able to score for only 4 months because your articleship form will not allow you beyond that, but your friend will be going for 6 months. So if you have not applied for articleship right now, feeling like doing new syllabus, wait till 30th June is what my request will be. Ideally, yes, your attempt will also change. That's a different story altogether, but you can't help it. If you feel like you don't want to, you want to have the 6 months of study leave and you want to do extraordinary things and all, my request, do it after 30th June, but you will be skipping an attempt, so don't take that chance as well. Think wisely, people, whether you want to skip an attempt or you want to do lesser articleship, your choice. Okay, I think this fairly completes what the new syllabus pattern shows to you. In the upcoming videos, we're going to discuss more specifically about what the taxation in intermediate and what the taxation in final looks like. But this is what your whole new pattern looks like. Honestly, if you ask me, I'm pretty happy about this new pattern because, the burden of the students have come down. Writing 8 papers and all is definitely tedious because we say 8 papers, but in that you have 2 subdivisions, you're writing 12 papers. It always becomes tiring for everyone. 6 papers look fairly decent. You are able to, and fortunately the papers are also easier enough right now with no EIS there, with no law there. SCMP, one of the worst subjects where most of the people fail. Passing looks a lot more easier right now. But yes, as much as I've been reading the the prospectus, I did realize that when it comes to finals, things have changed a lot right now. Now they're not expecting more sums oriented things from you. Application is one other story, but now they have a lot of real life scenarios coming into picture. They have given 15 to 20% weightage in your real life scenarios also, analysis and all those stuff, which means finals is going to be a little different than what you have been looking until now. Things are going to change right now significantly is what I would say. How, what, why, we will know from the next May only, so it's a little early for any one of us to judge right now. But yes, if you ask me, Rahul, what do you prefer right now, to do your November attempt or to move to your May attempt? My sincere request, if you've already started reading, this should not be the criteria for you to stop reading for your November attempt. If you've already chosen your November, stick to it, people. Clear it and go forward, right? If you are skipping one more attempt, you're wasting 6 months more of your life, which is not an easy activity. It takes a lot out of you, a lot of juice out of you, a lot of patience goes out of you, as well as your parents and other family members as well. So if you have already stuck your mind and you're writing November, please proceed with it, people, is what my request would be. I know it will be a little difficult to write 8 papers, 6 papers and all those nonsense will be thinking in your head, but please understand, this is just you. People before you for the past 50 years have been doing those 8 papers and clearing in it, which means there is nothing different which you are going to do from them. If you think life is going to become easier just because you're writing 6 papers, I'm sorry. Easy is not the right answer always. So if you feel like you want to clear faster, be ahead of your peers and all those people who are taking the shortcut route, I would request you stick to November attempt and clear the November attempt. If you've already taken so much efforts, this will be fruitful to you. Anyways, if you don't clear and something goes wrong, May is always there, right? But if you had a opportunity to clear November and because of this lethargicness, if you choose to lose November, that may not be a very good approach from your side, at least as a budding chartered accountant. So my request, if you have already made up your mind and you have started studying for November, stick to it, write both the groups, clear with flying colors and move ahead in life is what I would request to you. That's all from my side. I'll see you in the next video with some more insights. Take care, people. Bye-bye.